Dude, let's give me a Crown Royal die cut Dan Marino.
Grady Dick.
They just like to rip and see what we get.
Halliburton fan.
I was like that.
He's like,
Yes, thank you.
Nice and centered.
Michael Jordan rookie.
I'm all about the dollar, Ben.
Buy volume.
Show me what you got.
How's your Colts doing?
We're degenerates and we like
Chris Stapps.
Oh, let's go.
What time is it?
Millertime. We'd like to welcome everybody to the very first episode of Millertime Collectibles, the podcast. You got anything to say, Brad?
Brad Rosendahl, I'm partner in crime, Travis Moore.
Yes, sir.
We, like you said, we've been doing this for a little bit with the card shows and collecting, and we wanted to get this out there because we certainly think our stories are interesting.
Absolutely, and we've met so many cool people in the hobby, and and been inspired by certain things in conversations, and I feel like just telling our story and showing some of the things that we buy and some of kind of our strategy of when we're buying and selling. That's kind of the whole point that we want to do this.
Right.
So we'll kind of get right into it. The first thing we want to talk about is All Star. So All Star was in Indy, which is and was amazing.
Incredible.
I think Indy, really showed out. I think Indy, was very deserving of having this. It was originally supposed to happen a couple years ago, and then with COVID and everything, it pushed it back, which honestly I think was a blessing in disguise because of how amazing the Pacers are. Shout out Halliburton and
Benny and Miles. That whole crew's solid.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
you got me excited about the Pacers, and I'm a Bulls guy. So
you're a '90s Bulls guy.
Hey, I'm just a Bulls guy.
Okay,
I'm gonna stick to that programming.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. But it was an amazing weekend to have in our city, and there were so many cool events going on. I mean, so many things that it's like you almost had to have like an itinerary of like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Some of which, because, what I do as an actual profession and do music in a recording studio, a lot of it I just kind of had to, be on call as if, certain artists were going to come into town and want to record and things like that. But I was also, trying to figure out what do I want to do as far as like, all these people are going to be in our city. How can we go out and kind of move and shake and things like that? The first thing we did, which was really cool, it was Thursday night, really kicked off, the whole All-Star weekend, was a trade night at Proper Indy that was sponsored by Indy Card Exchange. Shout out to Andy.
I wish I could have been there.
Yeah, so Brad was actually home. I bought 2 tickets, and I bought the drink package and everything. It was like we're gonna have a fun time. And
yeah, I mean we kind of figured it out like a week in advance or more.
Yeah, no, for sure.
We were like, oh yeah, we're doing this, and I knew things were gonna be a little bit tight. We had some personal schedule issues, and of course me being sick, I was like, I just can't, I can't pull it off. But I was really excited for you. But like, it was tugging at my heart a little bit. I was like, dude, this is gonna be a vibe. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, no, it was fun. Yeah, it was an amazing night. I showed up early. I didn't know what to expect. I had my 2 huge cases. I got there. I was probably one of the first, 5 people in there. It wasn't a huge place, but, went in there and kind of just set my cases down, and I got a really good spot, just, close to the bar and the food. I set my cases down and just kind of started to open them, and, I had my PC stuff, and then I also had, our stuff that we sell together.
Yeah.
And right away, as it started to kind of, people started to kind of flood in there, I don't know what it was about where I was sitting, but people just started coming to, my table and just like, hey, can I look? I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was like, but I'm not selling my Halliburtons, but everything else.
Right.
Everything else is good. But so they started filing in, and right around that time when it was starting to kind of file in, I saw Andy and, everybody from Indy Card Exchange come in. And we had a conversation that, that Andy had been talking about this and promoing these.
Yeah.
What were they
Yeah,
called?
the MJ ice boxes. And you actually
Yeah.
called me on the way.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
you called me on the way, and I'm sitting there like, okay, don't forget, Andy's got the ice boxes. Are you going to get one? And I'm like, how much are they again?
$495.
And I'm like, okay, let me chew on it a little bit, think about it. Why don't you go set up at the show? Let me know what the vibe's like. Check in with me. Hit me up in a couple of hours. And then that's about the time where you were about to cut in, right? With the you had your initial setup. Everything was wherever your spot was working, right? People were stopping. People were looking,
sure.
wanting to buy your Halleys.
Yep.
What were people looking for?
Really, what was interesting is they, and I think everybody was just excited for All Star and being in Indy, so that like they were all looking for local stuff, which I have a lot of, but it's all my PC stuff. But I said, hey, I'll part with some of this stuff, but just no Halleys. So people were looking at Richardsons. I sold quite a bit of Richardsons. I sold some Bennies, some Benedict Matherins, and then kind of just ran through the gamut when they went through the other box of just things. We had some Polos that we had just got back from Beckett, and as soon as I got those, I sold those. But that kind of goes into the whole icebox story. So Andy gets there. I see him. He walks in and he goes to the bar the first thing. So I kind of weaseled my way over to the bar and was like, hey, what's up? Hey, we finally get to have a drink together. Oh, and by the way, Brad wants to buy an icebox, and I think he...
This was before I gave him the green light that I was going to buy the icebox. I feel like you told me, you were like, remember, because I told you I wasn't sure. I was like, let me chew on it a little bit, right? And then you called me back, and you were like...
He's here.
And Andy's here.
And
he's walking around with them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I should. It's my birthday next week. I'm going to do it. I totally got to do it. It's worth it. It was a $495 gamble, but we'll see if it paid off, right?
So I see Andy at the bar, and I said, okay, hey, Brad just bought one of the ice boxes, and right as I do, it shows Bradley Rosendahl pays, Indy Card Exchange.
Yeah. And by the way, when I send this money through, because I think I paid Andy at one point in time or another. So I send this $495 through, and I'm like, I sent him a text as well to follow up just to make sure. I'm like, bro, you got it? I went ahead and bought one. At this point, I'm waiting, and I'm thinking, he doesn't have any boxes left. Or he didn't get the money. It's the wrong person that I just sent the money to.
I was like thinking that because you're at home by yourself. And
no. Well, it's $495.
For sure.
Right? It's like, okay, somebody hit me back. Give me a little bit of information just so I know.
Which I was trying to do, but there was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And I was by myself. So I had people at my table. And when I went up to talk to Andy, I said, hey, yeah, you can look. I'm just going to be up here, getting a drink. And I said, yeah, Brad just bought one. Let me go pick it out. And he said, cool. Yeah, let me just go back. He was in kind of the other room. And he's like, yeah, let me just go back and set up. Once I get it set up, just come over there and grab one. So I go back to my table. I still have people there, and we're making deals. And I try to get over there to talk to Andy, and more people come up to the table, and we're making more deals. And I would say probably 20 plus minutes, maybe 30 minutes go by.
Felt like longer.
Yeah. And I think I started to venture over there, and then I got distracted and bought another Halliburton, and then came back to the table and more people were there. So finally, Andy just comes over.
Meanwhile, I'm in my house. I'm pacing. Like, I'm already nervous. Like, I'm still waiting to hear back from Travis or somebody just to confirm that the money went through. And I have to say this because I got a little nerdy. But I went ahead and put a Jordan t-shirt on. I was like, you just pick this t-shirt up for me. I was like, I got to get some vibes going. I got to make sure, like, oh my gosh, is he going to bring the box home? Or are we going to do this live? I was literally freaking out. So I'm like throwing a hat on. I'm trying to get the vibe right. Well, downstairs I have a painting, right, of Michael Jordan's rookie card. Tommy Manning. Shout out to Tommy Manning. He's got some great art. Beautiful piece. And I always tell everybody, I'm like, this is the closest thing that I'm ever going to get to, right?
To an actual Jordan.
To that grail.
Yep.
Right. So I'm pacing, and Meanwhile, like, Travis is making deals left and right, and he's tracking Andy down. So pick it up from there. Like,
Yeah, so
you finally get Andy, right?
he finally comes over, and now the idea is that I was going to go over to where he was set up and pick out a box. Now, one thing we didn't tell you is that in the box had basically 2 graded cards and then 3 ungraded cards. The floor of the box was like $300. The ceiling of the box was basically the
$3,500.
$3,500 was the Jordan rookie. Now, there had already been probably 50 boxes that have already been sold that day, but the Jordan rookie had not been pulled yet. So that's what I told Brad. I said, invest into it because you have the possibility of pulling that. So anyway, I go over and I tried to find Andy. I couldn't get over there. Finally, he comes over to me. And the whole thing was I was going to pick the box. I was going to FaceTime Brad and say, hey, which one do you want? I never got to that. Yeah. Andy comes over. He's bringing over our graded order of the Palos and the things that, that we had just got. And he has one box in there. So he picked it. Now, later we found out there's a little bit of controversy of like, well, I wanted that box. And he's like, well, this box is already paid for. We're opening it live on FaceTime.
Right. Because that was confirmed at the bar. Like, hey, money just went through. Yep. I'm going to go get it.
Yeah. So anyway, he goes and sits down at the table, and I was like, yeah, Brad wants us to FaceTime him. And so we call Brad. He answers. He's got the Jordan shirt on. He's in front of the painting, like you said. And so we start opening the box. And what's cool about
rolled.
Yeah, it was slow roll.
It was perfect.
And so he's pulling out the Jordans. The first couple Jordans were, they were okay. The ungraded stuff. And then he pulls out the first of 2, right? Well, there was only 2 graded cards in there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
The first of 2 ungraded, and it was like a 7.
7.
And he knew that was like a $10 card. So he's like, there's going to be something big in here.
Yeah. He was just like, I think I remember this card.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm not entirely sure if this is the one, but, and then I feel like he pulled another base. Like it was another insert, Jordan insert.
Okay.
And he was like, ooh, I'm not sure. This could be the one.
Sorry, that was my watch.
So meanwhile, I'm like sweating bullets in my basement. My kids think I'm crazy at this point.
You are.
And they don't even know who I'm talking to. They're just like, Dad's on the phone making deals, selling cards probably. But you can kind of talk about that experience a little bit as you were sitting there, because you were sitting right next to Andy as he was like peeking in the envelope.
Well, what was cool too is that Panini was there that night, representatives of Panini, because it being such a big weekend for Indy, they had sent representatives, and she was actually the one that has the camera footage, which we're gonna show you that on this episode. But so we actually have footage of us pulling this, and so the look on Andy's face when he pulls this last card, I can tell
he peeked in there. He
peeked in there, but I can tell by the way he looked at me and towards you, because you're on FaceTime, that like something big was in there. Now, and I think I was tapping his leg like, let it be.
And meanwhile, I think Andy's overselling it. I'm just like, okay, it's probably like a big one, but like not a monster. That's what I was thinking, because I'm like, I never win anything. So he peeks in the envelope, this yellow envelope, and he's like, he steps back. He's looking around, and all of a sudden pulls out the Jordan rookie.
Yeah, it's right there.
Look at this baby. That thing is just super nasty. And he's like, this is the most beautiful 5 you'll ever see in your entire life. This thing is just super gnarly. Iconic picture. Oh, man. Just awesome. This 86 Fleer.
Nice and centered.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the centering is just phenomenal.
So when that happened, though, like the whole place went nuts because, for one, everybody else there was wanting, and was buying other boxes at that time.
Yeah.
And so then when we started to make some commotion, everybody came over there, and we were just like, holy crap. Like,
I'm selling.
Yeah.
I'm short selling the reveal. The reveal was bonkers.
No, it was
you guys were yelling. You were hitting Andy.
I was hitting
And you were like, no, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. And
Which
that time, I was like, I don't believe it.
We will throw it to the clip. You will see it. But
Yeah.
but yeah, so that's to say, and that's how All-Star Weekend started out for us. So it was insane. I got I got a bunch of awesome Halliburtons that night. That night, and we're going to show that later in the show. But just to kind of recap All-Star Weekend, that next day, the Saturday, I went to the NBA experience, which was I guess it's what was it, crossover? Yeah.
Crossover event, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking NFL experience. But the crossover event, which was like all these really cool, like interactive, things that you could do. Now, everything had a line, but it was really cool. And
what were some of the experiences? I know you did a couple of them, which you're going to talk about, but like what were some of the ones you didn't get a chance to dive into?
There was a lot of I looked over and I saw Lance Stevenson playing pickleball. They had pickleball, like celebrity pickleball. They had like a that new drink Starry or whatever that replaced Sierra Mist. They had like a full interactive court that people were like shooting threes. Cool. Coinbase had this like crazy like atmospheric, like this crypto arena kind of thing, and I saw Halliburton went in there and shot with these like moon balls. It was super cool. So
tell me they had Papa Shot.
They had tons of Papa Shots out there, which my son Crosby, there was all these amazing things, and he wanted to just shoot Papa Shot, which we actually have one in our basement. But he just wanted to shoot Papa Shot for some reason. But
like father, like son,
for sure. One of the things though that was cool is like Panini was there, and you could get your picture, and they would put you on a card. Excuse me, we thought we were going to actually get a card, but it was just a picture, and it had us like as rising stars, which was cool. Then we kind of go around to another section, and then we see this NBA ID. And so my son and I were in line, and I was like, I think we can actually get like an actual card. Like we get it printed. And
that's awesome.
It was amazing. So I'm going to reveal that card.
Like once you took the picture, how long did it take for them to like produce the card?
5 minutes. We just stood there.
That's gnarly.
So I'm gonna set that right there in the frame. But you see that big old boy, and it's got cold cut on it. But what was cool is that you could pick east or west, and if you look in the right corner, you can see that I picked the Pacers.
Naturally.
And then you could also put your name, and of course I had to put my alias, my producer name, Cold Cut. But
shameless plug.
It's super dope, and I'll turn it over here. So on the back, it's got the QR code that takes you to like my NBA ID, and it's got All-Star 2024. It's just a really cool keepsake, and especially since we're in cards, like I just thought this is super dope. And
we've already tried selling it.
Yeah, no, it's a one of one, so
it's priceless.
I'm not selling it.
Yeah.
And then that night kind of capped off. We went to some of the concerts. Went to my boy Jelly Roll's concert, and I hadn't
Shout
seen
out
him.
Jelly Roll.
Shout out Jelly. I haven't seen him since he blew up. We worked together many years ago, but it was amazing to see him and how far he's come. Unfortunately, it was super late, and my boys were like, Dad, it's like almost midnight. Is he really going to come on? And I said, yes, he will come on. And they're like, you said that 10 minutes ago. I'm like, he had to wait till after the
rapper time, dude.
It was rapper time. He had to wait till after like the dunk contest and all that stuff. So yeah. But and then obviously Sunday, the All-Star game, which is amazing.
Yep.
Again, shout out to Halliburton. He should have got the MVP. I think Dame
I
was
agree.
a little
Start off with 5 straight threes.
Yeah, in 90 seconds, bro. I think Dame was a little greedy. I think it was Halliburton's to win, but it just shows the type of person that he is, and he was just like, hey, he was cool.
He did start passing a lot, but I mean, Dame time. I mean, he said it was all about like him getting he really wanted this. And, I mean, shout out to Dame Lillard, too. That dude's super solid, very humble dude. But, yeah, I agree. I would have liked to see Halliburton get that.
100%. But, again, you know, two-time All-Star, I think there's many more to come for him. And, you know, I think they're going to I really think they have a team that could totally win a championship. So
I agree.
Obviously, we're biased, but, you know, he's my guy. So that kind of wraps up, you know, like our
All-Star game piece,
Yeah, our All-Star recap, I guess. And we're going to go into our next segment. Brad, would you like to speak upon that?
Yeah. So the next segment is going to be rips, reveals, and deals. Ooh, what will they bring forward? It's going to be exciting.
Yeah. So let's.
Yeah, we got kind of a special thing to rip today. You know what I'm saying?
We do.
2023-24 Don Russ hobby. Let's get it.
You want to move that right into the space here? Oh.
Look at that.
Okay, again, shout out Indie Card Exchange for this hobby box. And for those of you that don't know, like hobby versus retail is, you know, for one, hobby is quite a bit more expensive, but you get a lot of numbered cards. You have, you know,
Short prints,
autographs. Basically,
more bangers,
better chances for more bangers. I understand the people that buy retail. We definitely did that starting out. We bought a lot of retail. But I think
we got some hits on retail.
We did. Yeah. But I think with hobby, you know, your chances are better. But we've also got we've got smoked a few times. But one thing we love about this hobby is that yes, it does suck to spend quite a bit of money on a box and then really just not even get your money back. But at the same time, it kind of just goes with it. It's like, it's the fun of it. It's like it's the excitement of ripping, right?
Yeah, it's like Christmas Day a little bit. You know what I mean? Just the excitement of you don't know what you're going to get into. And then, you have that chance. You get a couple of bangers, couple bangers in the packs, and it makes it all worth it.
Yep.
And sometimes you can PC some of that stuff right out of there, right? So
for sure. So what we're looking for in here, so this is this year's rookie class. So Wemby is probably the biggest hit out of here. But, then again, there could be, really the rookies are a lot of things that you're looking for, but there could be a lot of things in here. So why don't you grab that? We'll pull it back here. We'll, and then hand me some packs. And I think as we get some hits, we can put it there. What's that?
A blade?
I don't have a blade. I should have, but, I got some. Yeah, I guess we're not. Oh, look at,
How about you?
How about that? Damn, he's got the real deal. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's kind of a nasty looking box, too.
Yep.
Don Russ always has a good.
Who's that? Who's that on the front? Is that Ant-Man?
One of my favorite dudes right there, Ant-Man.
Yep.
That dude is, I'm telling you.
Super dope.
He's the next guy. He's the next guy. He's coming up.
I buy into that.
That dude can just jump out of the gym, and he's a true hooper. Gym rat. All he wants to do is hoop.
So this is Don Russ. They're going to hit us with a decent amount of base.
All right, pick one. Pick two, and I'm going to give you the numbers.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So we got probably 6 in this first row, 5, 6 in this first row. What do you want?
Mm-hmm. Give me number 3.
Okay.
And number 2.
All right. 3 and number 2.
We'll start with 2 each.
Yeah, let's see what you got. You want to go ahead and rip?
Yeah, I'm gonna rip them here, and then I'll reveal them there. All right. So I guess the only thing that kind of sucks about Don Russ is you're going to get a decent amount of base before you get the hits.
But look at the size of this pack.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Dude, these are fat packs,
These are fat packs. I don't know why I always do this, though, but I always open it in the back and then always see.
I don't know why you do that. I always try not to look at the back.
Show that over there. Okay. So, we'll go through some of these base here.
Yeah, I'm going to rip this other one.
Harden, go ahead. Yeah. Durant. What cracks me up is they can't put them all in the same way. You got to turn the pack around.
Help us out a little bit so we don't have to sort.
Got to go back again here. Maxey, he's playing amazing.
Yeah, dude. All-star game.
I've literally had to
He
turn
played
this
good.
around 4 times already.
That's all right. Okay, what do you get
Holy
into?
base. Okay, so now I'm finally into the rookies. I got a
All about that base.
Bryce Sinsball. I don't know that. I don't know him. Muhammad. Don't know. Leonard Miller. Marquise. Kobe Buffin.
I don't know some of these guys.
Zaire. Okay. Cam Whitmore. I know
Okay.
Cam.
Cam, solid player.
Oh, and we got a crunch time.
Okay, who we got?
And that is Jalen Green.
Okay, Jalen Green, super solid.
That's nice.
Out of
It is not
Houston.
numbered. It is not numbered.
Houston Rockets. Gosh,
That's our first little hit there.
That's a nice young team.
Kawhi Leonard, Marvels, which is a cool card.
Mm-hmm.
Kawhi's pretty dope. He's good.
He's having a good year.
And one of the Thompson twins.
Asur or Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
And then an Embiid. So
Nice.
retro series. Nothing crazy yet.
Okay, that's all right. The box is deep, folks.
It is deep. I'm gonna
All
grab
right,
another
so
one
unlike Travis, I like to just keep the cover on it. I don't like to look at the back. I just pull it up so I can just see
Don't be
all,
a hater.
all the base. No, I'm not hating. I just like to do what I do.
here. Mm-hmm.
Kawhi, Dame. Ooh, we got a Bron. I'm gonna give that to
Ron
my
Bond.
youngin. Lots of base. Paolo.
Yeah, Paolo.
Can't say enough good things about Paolo. That dude's an absolute stud. Here's a Jalen Green. Not insert. Okay. Chris Murray. All right, we're into the rated rookies. So Chris Murray, Jordan Walsh, City,
What?
City Sissoko.
Okay.
I'm gonna try it. I'm trying, guys.
Just get a Wemby.
I'm not hating it.
Get a Wemby.
Colby Jones, Tuwamani Kamari. I love that
You
one.
got a backwards card.
Ooh, what do we got in here? It's not the guy that we want. Ooh, we got an auto, Maxwell Lewis. That's a gnarly looking card. I like that.
That's pretty nice. Put that.
It's got a nice looking auto.
Put that on the mat.
Not
there.
a lot of character there.
I'm mad at that.
You can do a little bit better, Maxwell. Come on. Zubats. Okay. Kenyon Martin Jr. Ooh, Flash. That looks good. On the red, that looks solid. I don't know all these parallels, so you guys are going to help me. And then you guys can dig in on the podcast, too. Ooh, I like this. Jason Tatum's retro series.
Yeah, I think the retros are dope.
That is sick. I have not seen
I
those
don't think
before.
they're valuable, but they're
Oh, I like this one. Marvel's Kate Cunningham.
That's sick.
Not numbered. That's okay, though. And we did get a crunch time. None other than, just like your one of one, Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi. So, what's interesting?
Ooh, a Marvel.
Jeez.
Another Marvel. Luka Doncic. I like that one. That looks good.
What's kind of crazy is in the football product, I mean, crunch times are limited to just the blasters. And you only get like one per, because I have a crunch time here. And again, I did the wrong thing. So I already looked at it. But
That's all right.
It's a nice hit. So we'll start here.
Someday you'll be like me.
Kyrie on Dallas. So
Okay.
all right, we're gonna skip through here because
Yeah, I'm going to go a little faster on these next
of
packs.
base. All about that base. Okay.
I still like to look at the base, though.
I do too, but I like to go quick. Keontae Johnson, G.G. Jackson the second. I've heard of him. Marcus Sasser.
Okay, Sasser.
Yep.
I got his college card.
Jordan
Hell of a player.
Hawkins, Nick Smith Jr., a Caruso,
Okay.
and Austin Reeves.
That dude does not get a lot of love.
No, he doesn't. And you know what? This is numbered, so this is out of 149. I think
Oh.
he's dope.
He's ill, man.
I'm gonna put that there.
I like Austin Reeves' game.
In a Scoot retro.
Scoot Henderson.
Scoot, he started in the G League, which was interesting, but I think he's back on the Blazers. An Unleashed Durant. It's pretty cool. And then we got a Paul George Zero Gravity. Pretty sick.
Much
And
better.
then I would say so far our biggest hit is a Luka Bookend 99 of 99 crunch time.
Ooh, I like that one.
So yeah, that's
sick.
That is super dope.
What do they call these? Are these lasers? Is that like a? I'm not really entirely sure. I don't know the parallels that well. There's so
this
many
is
of
the
them.
first time opening this product, so I don't know.
There's so many of them.
You guys could probably let us know on that, but
Don't beat us up too bad.
all right, we're gonna speed this up a little bit because
We got to get through the base.
I'm gonna get through the base and I'll meet you once you're done.
Okay. Really with the sorting. Ooh, I did see a Hallie in there. Base.
Ooh.
You're welcome. Okay.
Show us the hits.
We in it. You want to just alternate? Let's alternate.
Sure. Let me get past my base. Yeah, it's like, can they
Olivier Maxence Prosper on the Dallas rated rookie. Don't know that guy.
Keontae George.
Jalen Hood Shafino. IU guy.
Yeah, he's from IU. How do you pronounce this guy's name? He was in the dunk contest. He's really good.
Jaime Jaquez Jr., I think.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I like that one.
Jordan Miller. Another Cam Whitmore.
Kobe Brown. Wrong Kobe.
Kassan Wallace. And I got a Shea. SGA. Non-numbered. But nice little foil there.
Yeah, 2 rookies I don't know.
Another Jordan Miller in the same pack.
Okay.
They really like Jordan Miller.
An Anthony Davis base.
Look what I got. LeBron James. Zero gravity.
Braun.
Oh, yeah.
An Asir. Is it Asir?
Asir, yeah.
Asir Thompson. Retro.
Yeah. Trae Young, retro. Oh, we're about the same page here.
Luca.
Ooh. What'd you get on that one? I got a Ja. Marvels. Non-numbered. Still sick.
A
Ooh.
Giannis Zero Gravity.
I got a nice little Scoot gold foil. I like that card.
So here's their press
That's a good
proof. Keontae George, kind of cool. Press proof. I mean, so far it's okay product to me.
Some stuff. Hey, dude, it's deep. It is very deep.
Okay, let's keep going here. We're gonna speed it up here.
We're going to have so much base sitting out here. Look at this pile.
Oh man.
Here I am trying to be neat and throw it back in the pack.
Oh man.
That's just how I roll, though.
Oh yes.
I'm kind of a neat freak. Bio. SGA, DeMar, looking good on the base. This one's
Can I just go right to my hit?
Yeah, this one's gonna have a banger, I think.
Because I accidentally
Looked at it?
I do that all the time. But it'll be our biggest banger.
I roll.
Right here. Boom.
Ooh.
A Wimby.
Is it numbered?
Retro series. It is not numbered,
But it's still nasty.
but it's super dope.
Jalen Pickett. Jet Howard. Shout out to
What's his dad's name?
Jawan Howard.
Jawan. I couldn't
Head
think of
coach
it.
of Michigan.
Yeah.
Shout out Jawan Howard, Fab Five. I don't know why Max Struess made it in the good section. Sorry. Not hating, but I'm kind of. 21 out of 91, 99. Jordan Miller.
It's not bad.
I think this is like a red laser, I'm going to say. Ooh, here we go. We got a nice little Victor Wembanyama. Yeah.
Stretch Armstrong.
Ooh, we got a John Moran on the retro.
Crunch time. Another crunch
Ooh,
time.
that's kind of sick. Look at this Unleashed. I like that in the background.
No, it is dope.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Dame.
Another-
All-Star Game MVP. Shout out Dame Lillard. That looks awesome. That's a cool looking card. Wow, what do we have here?
Ooh.
Little purple crunch time.
Numbered?
LeBron James.
Numbered?
Non-numbered.
Non-numbered?
Unfortunately.
Okay. Sear Thompson. Another
Okay.
crunch time. You get a ton of crunch times.
That's okay. We like crunch times. So far, we've got about an hour of content.
I know. We will be cutting this up.
That's all right. Let's get through this. Why must you put them upside down?
Base.
This is the first one that I've had that I actually had to rotate like 6 times.
Dude, I've had to rotate them all. Grady Dick.
Hey, Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
They got a good program. They do produce some talent. Derek Lively, I like that one. Asir Thompson, rated rookie.
2 marbles in a row.
Dude, this guy, Podziemski, this dude's balling out in Golden State. I really like this guy.
He's who you were telling me about, right?
Yeah, this guy's gnarly. I think he's going to, unfortunately, probably replace Klay Thompson.
I don't know if that's unfortunate.
Why is that not unfortunate?
I'm not a huge Klay Thompson fan.
Well, you're also a hater.
Okay.
Jalen Suggs, die cut. Look at this.
Ooh.
30 out of 75.
I like
Come
that.
on, Jay Suggs. Let's put up some numbers.
I don't think he's been playing that well.
Has he not?
I don't think so.
Is he not a starter anymore?
That I don't know. But
I've never seen a die cut like this. This is pretty cool, though.
It's pretty sick.
All right. Stephen Curry. Non-numbered. Retro series still really nasty, though. Oh, dude, back-to-back Steph Currys.
Ooh.
Unleashed. Non-numbered. Still really cool. Dame Lillard. Marvels. Dude, LeBron James has been hitting in this box.
If you're a Braun fan.
I'm not.
Me either. Okay.
You took the last pack?
I think I did.
Thanks a lot.
I was just like, let's get it over with. Holy crap.
Well, I kind of like the build up to the end. Here we go. It's the last pack. Let's get a banger.
Yeah. Tristan Vicic, Anthony Black, Brandon Miller.
Brandon Miller.
He's been balling out.
Dude, I got like 4 of those now.
Now this, I know this
What do
looks
we
like
got?
a mess. Ooh, so we got a few.
I see.
So this kid's been balling out.
Ben
Shout out to
Shepherd.
Ben Shepherd, home team.
Yes, sir.
Sent that over there.
I got a
then
rookie sweater, Ben Shepherd.
We will take that Wemby.
Ooh.
It's our third Wemby in the box.
That's third Wemby. Yep.
You sit and take that over there before we bend the corners. Okay. LaMelo Ball. Yeah. A Devin Booker.
Okay.
Marvels.
I like that. Shout out Devin Booker.
And
Dude's
then
a
Donovan
baller.
Mitchell Marvels. They give you a lot of the inserts and Cam Whitmore.
Okay.
What was your yeah, we went through that, relatively quick. What was your thoughts? What do you think of the product?
I think it's a lot of base. They overbase it. It's
Don Russ always does. though.
which I mean, I get it. And you know what? That's how I built up my dollar bin. Honestly, I really like the new inserts. These Unleashed are pretty cool. I'm okay with the crunch time these days. I feel like I'm kind of crunch timed out. But I do like the Unleashed, just the portraits in the
I mean,
back.
it's like a cereal
The
box they
caricature.
try to do.
It's
It's kind of weird.
I think personally I'm done with it. I would like to see more die cuts in there. That Jalen Suggs that we pulled,
Yeah, that was dope.
I've never seen a die cut like that, but I would like to see more out of that product. Just some unique die cuts would be kind of cool.
What I will say though is that the price point was good.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it was $295 a box, something like that, $265.
Maybe 250, something like that.
Yeah, we were going to get a Prism box. Price point was $900. So we decided to rip Don Russ.
We can't explain ourselves out of that one. Once you buy it.
I'm definitely going to rip a Prism box at some point, but wasn't going to do it just yet.
I mean, here's the thing: we got some really nice Wembies.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Doncic short print on the crunch time, even though I'm crunch timed out. I do like some of the. I like the rookies out of this class.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Thompson kids are really tough players, and they are grinders and they are gym rats. I just like their makeup. So I think they're going to be hoopers. I think Amen seems to be the better of the two if I'm going to pick one.
Yep.
But you also have to consider Asir Thompson on the Pistons. I mean, they're having a tough time up there, but
got a lot of
I
great
just
players,
like them. I like the Thompson twins. I think they're
and their story, where they came from and stuff is cool too.
yeah.
Well, cool. So we got tons of cards on the
And we
table.
did get an
now.
auto out of it.
We did.
We got one auto.
Yeah.
I don't know the guy.
I think it says, what's it say?
Guaranteed one auto.
Yeah, find one autograph per box on average. So you could get a Panini points.
Thanks for reading the box and then calling that out.
Yeah, right. Hey.
I feel less great about that comment.
Right.
I didn't read the box. I just like to rip and see what we get.
All right, so we just did our rips, our rip segment,
and some reveals.
Yeah, so let's jump into the reveals. So you already showed your Jordan earlier, but let's show a few like PC pickups. Let's reveal some of those.
Okay, I got some kind of unique ones. I'm gonna go off mic a little bit here.
Let's go.
All right, so shout out to my buddy JT Parkin. Totally hooked me up on this one. I had my eye on this Jordan Rockstars for months. And I was kind of working him slowly. But ultimately it was Christmas. And it was time that I stock up a little bit on my favorite guy. And so this Jordan Rockstars die cut is just super gnarly. I love it. I like the uniqueness of the card. Obviously, they have more of these, different players, but this is just super awesome out of Topps. Beautiful card.
Yeah, set that on the middle on the table there. Hey, you want to go back? You want to go back and forth, or you want to stay on your Jordan kick?
Oh, let's go back and forth.
Let's go back and forth.
I want to see some of your stuff because my stuff's probably cooler.
So this kind of goes without saying, and you'll see this a lot in these episodes. But I'm a huge Halliburton fan. For one, I love just the way he plays, his attitude, and really how he's just a team player, right? And he seems like just a really good dude. And I will do a quick story if it's okay.
Yeah. One other thing I just want to add about this guy.
Okay.
Very early on when he got here, he was like, I'm a Midwest guy. Mm-hmm. And like, this place is a vibe. Like, I feel it here. I love this place. Like, that's really hard to find. You get a new player coming into town and they're falling in love with this dream.
And here's the thing, though. He was pissed about the trade. He was not happy. He was on the plane here and he was pissed off about the trade. But I'm going to put this this is serialized. This is number 5 out of 25. I love the stuff with his Pacers uni. Again, shout out to Andy for hooking me up with this. This is the tie-dye. I'm going to set it here in the middle.
Perfect.
So, quick story about Halliburton. Just, talking about the PC and why I really like him. So 2022, I was doing something for the Pacers, was doing their, they wanted this IndyCar to come out and they wanted us to rev, to figure out how the audio could actually rev, the engine.
Is it called Rev Up?
Yeah, the whole segment's called Rev Up, and they still do it. So it was awesome. So I just got done doing that, and I had watched, and while I was doing that, I got to go to a lot of games, which was really cool because I had to make sure that the intro, was awesome. And so once we got through that, I was actually in Noblesville with my kids at Pinheads, and
okay, I remember this story.
And I randomly. I'm in the arcade, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, that's Halliburton. He's, this super tall guy he's got his hood up, but I recognized him. And the funny thing is, and I'll keep this as short as possible, is like I had just got done doing Pop-A-Shot, and I love to shoot on Pop-A-Shot, and I usually, a lot of times, hold some records there.
Yeah, absolutely. Seriously. And what do I always say when we're playing a game?
Yeah.
Pop-A-Shot. This dude pull up from anywhere and knock it down.
For sure. So I just got to do the Pop-A-Shot, and I had the high score, which was funny. So I had the high score, and then I walk around to the rest of the arcade, and then all of a sudden I see Halliburton there. And he's with another guy, and later I found out the guy's like a G League player. Okay. And so the guy goes over there and shoots Pop-A-Shot, and I'm kind of standing by them, but I'm not like right on top of them because I don't want to be like, like that. But I peep over there, and he does not beat my high score, which was hilarious.
It's probably good you don't know his name.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but then after that, Hallie kind of comes walking back towards me, and I'm like, hey, why don't you why don't you shoot there? He's like, no, man, I'm scared to do that. I was like, really? You're scared to do that? I was like, the key.
I get it.
I get it too. But
Yeah, I totally get
the
it.
key is that you just have to bank everything in. I literally bank every shot in. So that was my interaction with Halliburton. The first time I did get to meet him again. Shout out to Kyle Guy and his pro-am that he does, the Dizzy runs pro-am in the summer. And we got to meet Halliburton
cool
again
exhibitions.
and autographs. So, but that's why I was already starting to buy him, but then like having that personal like interaction, even as small as it was, he was super cool. And yeah, he's just somebody I like to collect. So sorry,
you're good.
Go to Jordan.
Hey, let's do one more PC pickup, and then I know we got some deals that we got to show these folks.
The deals, yep.
The deals are pretty nice, but I'm kind of a weirdo, right, with these Jordans. I always look for unique stuff. There was a show in Fort Wayne late last year that I picked up some stuff. They were literally metal Michael Jordan cards. I didn't bring those today, but I did bring this because I thought it was super gnarly. This is I believe this is a Japanese, it's Japanese playing card. This is a queen, but it's got Michael Jordan on the front. I just thought this was super unique.
The artwork is so cool.
Yeah, it's a caricature.
Yeah.
I just thought it was gnarly, and so this definitely made the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my favorite things about this is that I don't see a lot of them. I've never ever seen one, and I was just like, I gotta grab it. I got it for like $10.
Yeah. I haven't seen one since either.
Yeah, but really cool to me, and I like the unique stuff.
Yeah.
I always go for the unique.
All right, last one in the PC pickups. Speaking of unique.
Okay. I think I know where we're going
Yeah.
here.
So this is Benedict Matherin, and it is Rookie Kicks.
Betty.
It is a piece of a shoe.
Let me see that. You can see the laces, right?
look-
is that the one
no.
with the laces or no?
No, but it's got like the tongue.
Oh,
look
yeah,
how
yeah, it's
thick
the
that
tongue.
thing is. Right? So this is out of 10. This is a Panini Instant. So they ran these for a short period of time. Probably maybe I would say out of 10, probably less than 24 hours.
I've seen a couple cool ones with the laces. But that's awesome right off the tongue.
Yeah, so it's Rookie Kicks. Really cool. You're not going to find a lot of those. Very
Really
unique.
cool. Love it.
All right, you want to go into our deals?
Deals? Oh man.
I got them over here if you want to clean the table there.
Yeah, I think you got them all in your stack over here, but we got some really awesome deals.
We'll start here. So one of my favorite things to do at shows, even at LCSs or local card,
Our own card show.
yeah, and our own card show,
Absolutely.
is I love to hunt the dollar bins.
Hey, shout out to the dollar bin guys.
Oh, yeah, the
At
Studebakers.
every single card show, there's plenty of these guys.
Mhm.
We're taking a page out of their book, but
For sure.
they're always awesome. You can find some diamonds in there. Shout out dollar bin guys.
I think there's a few that we got from them. Yeah.
Mark Studebaker, Spencer Studebaker at our show. Awesome guys.
Yeah, so the dollar bin is like, it's just so relaxing. I mean, I sound like a complete nerd, but it's just so relaxing to sit down there and literally just go through just like tons of cards and just be like, oh shit, whoops. I found, wow, this is a gem. Like, yeah, I could totally flip this, and this is totally worth more than $1. And that's one of my favorite things to do at all the card shows. And so, speaking of the Studebakers, we got some dollar stuff off of them, and we found one of these Kobe rookies,
Super sick.
which is super
Let me throw
dope.
this down there.
They have tons of Kobe's in there, and their whole thing is just like volume. So they buy in bulk, and they have tons of dollar bin stuff, and there's constantly people set up there,
Yeah.
buying 50, 100 at a time.
Both sides of the table,
Mhm.
behind the table, sitting in the bar or whatever they got to do to
yeah.
go through these boxes.
All right, and so we'll
So
run
that was
through
good
run
spot.
through a couple other ones. So speaking of dollar bins, there's basically virtual dollar bins. I stumbled upon
ShopGoodwill.com.
.com.
Shout out ShopGoodwill.com.
Because we're degenerates, and I like auctions as well. So
And we like deals.
we like deals, but we also like the gamble.
It's the mystery.
you don't
the
know
mystery
what
part of it is the funnest part.
you don't know what you're going to get. So
Yeah.
Shop Goodwill like shows you like a few things because it's just a random Goodwill taking pictures. They don't really know what they have.
Yeah.
So I showed Brad, and we had found. Let me see the year on this. So we had found like a complete like box set, which it was open. So we didn't know if it was complete or whatever. So I started going through it. It was the 2005 set, and as I'm going through it, of course, I couldn't wait. As soon as it came in, I just went through it. I didn't even tell Brad. I'm just like, hey, I'm going through all this stuff.
Hey, I'm spending our money, and I'm ripping for us.
Yes. But I didn't realize it was Aaron Rodgers' rookie year, and lo and behold,
Super sick.
We got his rookie card out of that.
By the way, super solid shape. That thing is
Yeah.
crisp.
It is grade worthy.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great one. I think we might have had the reprint also at one point in time. I know we had the Tom Brady reprint too.
We
and the
did,
Peyton.
but I doubled. I was like, this is 2005. Oh, this is a real thing.
Yeah, you checked it like 3 times.
And another Shop Goodwill find was a Patty Mahomes rookie. Yes, it is.
You
It is a smaller. It's a hit, which is a like Sage.
Yeah, they're low end, but honestly, you're not going to go wrong with Patty.
I mean,
He-
won another Super Bowl.
I mean, is he going to take over Tom as the GOAT?
I mean,
He's on his way. He's on his way, and he's an incredible player, and he always brings his team forward.
Yeah,
just the way that he plays and
it's,
carries
it's
his team.
possible. So those are our deals, and I guess there's one honorable mention. This is not a dollar bin, but
No,
but
definitely a deal.
Yeah, this is a deal. So I found this guy when I was visiting my parents in Florida. I got bored and was like, yeah, I want to see what's on Marketplace for cards. Again, I'm a
course you would.
degenerate. I got to buy cards. And I also
hashtag shout out to all the degenerates.
Yes,
yeah.
there's a lot of us.
There's a lot of
Grown men buying cardboard because we did it when we were a child.
our wives question everything we do
all the
that
time.
we do. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, really? You need to buy more cards? Yes, I do.
This is an investment. We turn this into these are assets.
It used to be just I was always buying like music gear, and then now it's like I'm buying cardboard. But anyway, so and
What a broad range you have.
I know, right? So Paulo, it's Banchero, right? I know
Paulo Banchero, yeah.
some people Banchero, but it's
Banchero.
I found this guy in Florida. He goes to all the Orlando Magic games, and he gets his autograph usually about 10 times over. And I found him on Facebook, and I bought a few, and then I bought a few more, and then I bought about 10 more.
Yep. And we're sending off probably 6 to Beckett DNA. We got the first run back and sold those very, very quickly.
Sold them instantly, yeah.
But he's got a beautiful signature too. I mean, it kind of just looks like
He
really
does it-
big initials, but
He does, and with the blue, it really
does a
pops.
great job.
And just speaking of him and speaking of balling out, like he's having an amazing year.
Oh, man.
And I think like he's one that if you if you're looking to like buy somebody young, like if you're getting in the hobby and it's like, I want to buy a young rookie that's not like super like heavy price right now, I think he's one to definitely jump on. Like his rookie cards and stuff are still really cheap. It's only $20 to authenticate his autograph, which is insane. It's only $20. It's only $20, which I was going to tell you that. We thought it was $35. It was $25.
Cool, you owe me money.
I do owe you money.
Awesome.
But you're drinking my bourbon, so.
Yeah, well, I will say, let me just echo those comments. Paulo he's a really unique player. He's got all the tools, right? I really like his post game. For whatever reason, every time I see a young player come in and they just want to flash and dribble and kind of go around a guy and shoot a jumper, shoot a three. No disrespect to those guys. I mean, Steph Curry, the guy can dribble around anybody and shoot the lights out of the gym. But Banchero will back a guy down.
For sure.
And he'll work the glass. Right, it's a little new school meets old school. He's got some old school vibes to his game, which I love. But he's got all the tools, which I think is really important. It's good for the Magic.
No, for sure. He's just a fun one to watch.
Franz Wagner, his teammate,
Michigan guy, right?
Yeah, great player too.
Yeah.
I mean, he had kind of a breakout, right? But I hope they can keep him. Honestly, I'd like to see the Magic get back going again.
Back to the
Shaq and Penny days.
Yeah.
Oh man, those are the greatest days.
Absolutely. So, yeah, let's go into to buy, sell, hold.
Buy, sell, hold.
Yeah,
Oh.
and you pick 3 for me, and I pick 3 for you.
Okay.
Do you want to do the 3 for me first?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a layup here, though.
Okay. Go ahead.
This one might really be easy for you. Halliburton,
Okay.
Herbert. So we're gonna go Justin Herbert. We're gonna mix sports a little bit.
Okay.
So Tyrese Halliburton, Justin Herbert, and I'm gonna go Travis Kelce.
So who am I buying?
Also known as Travis Swift.
Travis Swift.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on that. I think you know what? If
I'm not the only guy saying
no,
that.
for sure. If I could date the pop star that's worth like billions, I would too.
Yeah, it's cute.
It is. This is funny. Do you know that you literally in Vegas, there's a bet that you can bet the month that they break up?
I'm not shocked by that.
Yeah. I mean, how stupid is that? Let them live their life. Yeah.
That's terrible.
If I was him, I would find out and say, hey, okay, and put like $1 million on a month. And then like, I mean, who's to say they can't get back together the next month? Like,
yeah, I don't see it happening. I feel like
it's so whack.
I feel like it's a lasting love. I honestly do.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm not.
Kinda
I'm
my
kind of annoyed by
boyfriend.
this situation. I'll just be honest. But yeah, let's like get down to business here. Like,
Okay, so yeah,
quit
so-
evading the question. We
Right,
already know
yeah.
who you're gonna buy, right? So Halliburton, Herbert, Kelce.
Okay. So I'm buying
What do you got?
Halliburton. We obviously know that. Now Halliburton is not as cheap as he was 2 years ago.
But you got in early.
I got in really early. A lot of my stuff is 3 times at least. I was buying lower end stuff, and then I started buying higher end stuff, numbered stuff. I have a lot of 10s, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I have a lot of rookie
nice.
autos. I have some RPAs, which is rookie patch auto. So I'm definitely buying Halliburton. I will say that a lot of people are selling Halliburton too. But one thing I learned, and again, shout out to Andy, was you buy on the performance, you sell on the hype. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like somebody that's hyped right now is
Victor.
Wemby, right?
Yeah.
Has
Victor.
he had enough performance? Not necessarily. He was just hyped coming into the league. Okay,
Well, let me say one thing real quick
Yeah, go ahead.
about Wemby.
Yeah.
Right. Super, super hyped.
For sure.
But man, is this guy skilled?
He is skilled. and
He's incredibly skilled, and he's showing out.
mean,
he is very, very impressive. I'm not gonna lie. I'm worried about his frame.
yeah, but
that's the only thing.
But if you look at Giannis and you look at Joker, all those guys when they came in the league, they were a lot smaller than they are now.
Hey, not everybody can be the dad bod god.
The
right.
dad bod god.
Yeah. Shout out to Joker.
Joker, I like Joker.
Yeah, he's awesome.
But Wemby's like watching freaking Space Jam with that like arm. I mean, he's just like,
He's like a Marvel character.
yeah. Okay. Anyway, back to what you asked me. So, Herbert, that's an interesting one.
Why do you say that's interesting?
I think that performance is I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's a long-term quarterback for them. I think he hasn't won anything really yet, right?
Yeah, largely underperformed. I mean,
Yeah.
they're
So,
not a playoff team.
I think that's a tough one
You're
because
selling Herbert?
okay, you know what?
Okay.
No, I'm not.
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna.
I'm
sway
not
your
selling him.
opinion.
Let's say I'm
Okay.
holding him because you gave me 3. I'm
Okay.
selling Travis Kelce. I'm
Okay.
selling Travis Kelce because it's hype.
It's hype. It is
super
100% hype.
So like
Smart play there.
they make cards with like him and Taylor Swift. Yes, they're not authorized, but there's people at our card shows selling like rated rookies of Taylor Swift with him on it, which is crazy. So I'm selling him.
I'm not buying those. Just to be
No,
clear.
I'm not buying him either. But I'm selling him. And
You're gonna hold Herbert.
and I'll hold Herbert. And
I think that's a smart move. Let's not forget about the coaching change.
oh, I forgot about that.
Harbaugh's in town.
Oh, shoo!
Harbaugh's in town.
Okay, you know what? That changes everything. It's still a hold. It's
It's
definitely
still-
a hold
it's-
because
it's
Harbaugh
cemented
knows
your hold.
Harbaugh knows how to coach quarterbacks. He was the comeback kid.
I
in
mean,
Indy.
JJ McCarthy. Everybody's like up on this guy. You think he's going to be a first rounder? I'm not quite there, but hey, and I won't. Let me go ahead and speak on the Bears for a second there because I was hoping that we actually got Harbaugh.
Oh, really?
Why? Why not?
Because he played there. Didn't he play there?
Yeah, no, Harbaugh's a stud.
No, yeah.
He's a stud. Everywhere he's went, he's won. Everywhere he's went.
Yeah. When he was at San Francisco and then he got in a fight with Detroit's coach at the time, that was awesome.
Yeah, and he's is he sponsored by Dockers? Because remember the khakis.
He should be.
Yeah, shout out to Dockers.
All right, so
Dockers
this is
khakis.
on to yours because we like to be long-winded here on the first.
Well, we
episode.
like to have plenty of content,
for sure.
so we can chop it up.
We will chop. We will chop.
All right, so what are we doing?
So buy, sell, hold for you. So
I feel like this one's gonna be tough.
Brock Purdy,
Okay.
Banchero,
Ooh,
and Justin Fields.
I knew you were gonna throw something in there. Okay. Buy, sell, hold. Justin Fields,
Don't be.
Paulo Banchero, Brock Purdy.
Yep. I know what I'm
That,
doing.
that's a
instantly.
tough one. All right. Well, of course you do. Right? Of course you do. All right. So first of all, I'm a Bears fan. In case I have not revealed that yet, but I'm still high on Justin Fields. Like the guy has progressed every single year. And we're just now starting to put some tools around him. Oh, by the way, he's had the coaching carousel nightmare of a rookie. Like you come into that situation, I don't know what's going on in Chicago, first of all, but offensive coordinators, coaches, like let's just get this guy like a stable foundation and see what he can do.
Yep.
And let's get a really good play caller and let him use his legs, right? I think the guy knows how to protect himself.
But
I am,
Bears have the number 1 draft pick.
yeah, I'm not high on Caleb Williams
Oh,
either.
okay.
Personally, I know Sasquatch would not be happy about this. Ryan Curtis would not be happy about this, but I have not seen a
Shout out
USC
Sasquatch.
quarterback do anything since like what, Carson Palmer?
Well, I heard they don't teach him how to quarterback in Ohio State either. So
Oh, that's cute. So I'm buying Ben Carroll. Let me just pivot
Okay.
off of
Yeah,
Justin
yeah.
Fields because
Okay.
I feel like you're going to really dig in there.
yes, you can.
So, I mean, what else do I need to say about Paulo that I haven't already
Okay,
said?
so you're buying.
I'm buying him.
I got
for
it.
sure.
Purdy.
For sure. And I'm actually selling Purdy.
Oh,
I'm actually selling Purdy.
wow.
This guy's cards, I feel like, I mean, they have been at a ceiling for a long time. And largely, he has not brought them to the promised land.
Wow.
Like, okay.
I don't.
I
I
wanna-
don't agree.
I wanted to see Purdy actually elevate his game and bring them into, like, get them a ship.
Okay, can I jump in here?
No,
Because
no, I didn't.
No, I can't?
I didn't jump in here.
Oh, my
All right, first of all,
gosh.
I got to finish. I'm selling Purdy.
Okay,
I'm selling Purdy. I'm buying Ben Caro, and I'm holding JF1
yeah,
for obvious reasons because I feel like his story is not done. And Justin Fields, say what you want to say about his mechanics, his accuracy. The guy's never been protected. Still can't get protection. He's probably got the shortest, or really like probably top 5 shortest throwing time in the NFL.
yeah.
So, yeah, holding JF1.
Okay, I
Go
guess.
ahead and go ahead in on the Purdy.
No, the Purdy. It's basically you're buying on performance, right? And for Purdy to be in the second year, and last year took him to a conference championship. Yes, he got hurt and they didn't make it to the Super Bowl. And then this year to take him to the Super Bowl. I think the poise that he has in the pocket, I think he's a long-term quarterback. Now, am I selling him maybe as well as buying, it's like I feel like he's hot, so yes, you can make a profit on him.
Here's where I'm speculating that the Purdy bubble is going to burst a little bit.
Yeah, I don't see that, but
Okay.
I mean, obviously,
It's just kind of a gut feel for me.
for sure. We're in the off season,
and this is no dog on Brock Purdy. Big fan of this guy. Like,
Yeah.
I like his makeup. He's very soft spoken. He's a man of the people.
Mhm.
He's a great teammate. I like the way he carries himself.
yeah,
Great character.
I'm with it.
Always speaking positive things. Very rarely in the negative. He's not on social, right? But I just feel like that bubble's. It's getting a little tight.
It could be a gut feeling. I understand that. I mean,
I'm happy to be wrong
no,
because I do like him.
for sure. Alrighty, where are we at next?
Obscene Auto.
Oh, I'm excited about this one. You going first?
Yeah, I'm gonna go on this.
Okay,
I'm gonna go in on this guy.
So first of all, just to explain this this segment or part of the show is that or the podcast. So again, because we're degenerates and especially me, I love to buy autos.
You got me in it.
Yeah, it's for me. It's fun.
I can't help myself now.
It's fun for an auto. I mean, a lot of people could say that they don't get into autographs, but for me, it's like it's a personal thing that they either hand sign. Some are like on card autos, and some are sticker autos, which we'll explain that here in a second. But it's what I've always told, and what I told Brad too. It's like if I can buy these autos really cheap, like I'm gonna get as many as I can because somebody knows this guy. Somebody went to school with him, or this guy had a 20-year career, or he was an amazing college player, or guess what? He's now a coach, and so they all have like. They're all...
Someone had a crush on him.
Yeah, someone had a crush on him. Right?
Yeah, you just never know.
Yeah. So it's like, I feel like we could always flip them, and I usually get them for less than $1. I'm usually like, I buy so many, some of them are like 50 cents or less. And it's, it's an autograph.
Dollar bins.
Yeah, dollar bin, and then I buy in bulk. So
can't go wrong.
All right, so and we're saying obscene or unseen auto.
Yeah, absolutely.
So go with your first one.
So, let me just first clarify. The obscene auto is just sometimes a rarity for us, right? I mean, we don't know all these players. And the unseen, like some of these guys are like really, really good pros. And it's like, I've never heard of this guy. So I picked a guy, it's my first name, Steve Bartkowski. We picked this guy up, and I was like, first of all, I don't know Steve, but I like your first name because you share mine. Yeah. But then I was like, I got to know a little bit about this guy. It's like, was he legit pro or not? Let me just first touch on the auto of this card. So let's just show it for the camera. Steve might be a Stewie because it looks like he's got a Y. I'm not going to say he can't spell. I'm just saying like kind of looks like a Y. It looks like Stoy. Stoy. And where's the B? Where's your B in Bartkowski? So, okay, this may not be all on Steve. Let's give Steve some slack.
Well, that's a hand sign auto. So that somebody actually handed that to him in back in his playing days.
Yeah, and let's
most likely.
Yeah, let's assume that he had a good working marker. If he didn't, maybe that's why there's some missing pieces here, right? But Steve Bartkowski said, I don't want to shame Steve.
Put that down there in the middle.
More I learned about this guy is really interesting. So, 2-time Pro Bowler.
Oh, okay.
2-time Pro Bowler, number 1 overall pick by the Falcons.
Nice. Right?
Out of Cal. Right? So, I'm like, okay. This guy, did he make it in the league? But he's one of from what I could see, he's one of 10 QBs in NFL history that had consecutive back-to-back 30 passing TD seasons.
Really?
And I was like, wow, okay. He's a big ambassador of the game. Great leader. He's in social. He's a philanthropist.
Nice.
But like
you did your research on this guy.
The more and more I like this guy, I was just like, whoa, like this guy's actually performed and done really well. Like I said, not familiar with the guy. Could have done a little bit better work on the auto. Could have had a bad pen.
Which the hand sign thing,
Hand sign
we got to give him a little bit of slack. So
for sure.
I got one that's not hand signed. So mine, and I don't really
Go
know
ahead
how
and pronounce that one.
Yeah. So Alan Schmalagic.
Schmale?
He's from Serbia, so he's an overseas baller.
Okay. I bet he knows Joker.
He probably does. But look at his autograph. I mean, or lack of one. Because
is it like a hook?
It's like, I mean, look at that thing.
Yeah,
somebody's paying for that.
It looks
autograph.
like
It's like, wow, I got like a hook or like a check mark or something.
Yeah, it looks like when you do a wiki how-to, and that's like how you tie your fish line to the hook.
Right.
Yeah, somebody was like demonstrating that, and it didn't make the pamphlet.
So I'm gonna set this one down here.
Yeah. Again, no disrespect to the player, but
well, I didn't do as you had a nice backstory on your
the
deal.
ink could do some work.
Yeah, so that is not a hand sign auto. That is what it's called, a sticker auto. So that means that the player was sent a bunch of stickers, and Panini says, okay, sign all these stickers, and then they put them on the auto, or they put them on the card. So the athlete didn't actually touch that card because they just signed it on the stickers. So he probably signed, however many was in his contract.
Yeah.
But they all look like crap, and I'm sorry, Alec or Alan. So he played 1 year, 1 year for
1 year wonder.
1 year in pro.
Did he have any hits?
NBA. No, he 1.9 points is what he averaged. He still plays pro, but he's back overseas in Serbia.
I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah, his auto sucks, and like I wouldn't, you pull that out of a pack and be like, awesome, I got an auto. Wow, it looks like a freaking check mark.
Again, wiki how to tie your fishing line to a hook.
All right, go on to your next one.
I couldn't pass up on this guy. I mean, who isn't familiar with John Saunders? John Saunders, ESPN commentator.
Yeah.
I mean, just great haircut, great suit.
Is that with a pen or a Sharpie?
I'm gonna say it's fine print. It's one of those fine tip Sharpies.
Like fine tip, go into the card type thing.
But, I mean, just classic. This is, I believe this is an 89 Pro set. I didn't even know they made these, but we also found one of Chris Berman and non-auto. I mean, who doesn't like Chris Berman? So what can I say about John Saunders? Although, let me just first say the auto, fine tip. Would have liked to see that across the chest a little bit, maybe across the suit. Hey, let's get it big across the suit here, John.
Yeah,
he's got a nice suit.
Decent auto,
pretty clean though.
Yeah,
I like the loops, but would have just liked to seen it across the chest a little bit more prominent. Man, let's get this guy a marker.
Yeah, again, not his fault though.
Yeah, totally. I mean, this is not a personal thing, but it's something you don't know about John Saunders. This guy was a junior hockey, like, All-American. This guy was, like, serious into hockey. His brother, I believe it was Bernie, he played a couple years in the NHL for Quebec. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Big hockey family, John Saunders. How about you, John?
Get it, John.
We love you. Shout out to ESPN.
There you go. I have Kenny Stills.
K-Stills.
Which Kenny Stills, I actually knew who he was. He played on multiple teams. He was in the league for over 10 years.
Really good receiver.
He was a really good receiver.
Yeah.
I'm not loving his auto because it's lazy. It's just a K and an S. Okay. Kenny, you can do better, right? I don't love the ones when they're that lazy and they just, put the initials. It's like, again, we're paying for the product and we or for
how many
athlete.
autographs have you signed, Travis?
I've actually signed some.
How many?
Not as many as Kenny Stills, but
maybe sometimes you just get sent a load of stickers and you want to just keep it simple, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not as mad about the lazy ones. I'm all about the placement, and as long as we can see it.
Yeah, I mean it's not horrible, but he did have a great career, and I will say that like there's I think one catch that he had that was like insane. I remember watching it. It was like kind of like throw up of like a Hail Mary, and he caught it on a tip.
Okay. Was this with the Saints?
I think it was with the Saints. Yeah.
Drew Brees.
I think so.
I
And
mean, it's got to be Drew Brees.
he
Right,
started his
dime in there.
career with the Saints and then ended it with the Saints. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Shout
I know
out
you don't
Kenny
hate
Stills.
it. It's just a little lazy.
Travis's opinion.
Yeah, it is.
Shout out Kenny Stills. So I'll introduce the segment here. So it's just something you and I kind of put our heads together a little bit. But we just couldn't shake the idea of four corners.
Mm-hmm.
So four corners. Think the four corners of a card. It just kind of spoke to us. And the four corners represents to us cardboard, the collector, of course. Let's not forget about the card shop, right? And then, of course, the community, which is something that we have built our own card show on. Big thing in the community, obviously. We want to represent Noblesville, but cardboard collector, card shop, and community, right? And so for us, like I'd like to just touch on just the evolution of the hobby a little bit.
Okay.
Right. So we'll get into this a little bit later on another episode, but just thinking about some of the stuff that we used to pick up back in the day. I mean, it was largely like plain cardboard with some color on it, right?
Yeah. You talking way back in the day?
Oh, way back.
Yeah.
Way back, right? And now today you see, I mean, we saw the product today in Donruss. Donruss puts out a great product, a lot of base in there, but I mean, you've got foils, you've got various parallels, inserts, you got numbered. We saw a die cut. Donruss, bring us some more die cut, please, in your product, which I think is really interesting. And I like the serialized product too, because I'm a sucker for short print.
Yep.
And that makes it a little bit more unique. What do you think?
Yeah, no, for sure. The short print stuff, and for those that you don't know, they basically just do a certain number, you know, whether it's out of 10, and there's only 10 of those in existence. And I think that's what helps kind of keep the hobby, like, you know, from being like oversaturated or overprinted.
Keeps it fresh.
Yeah, it keeps it fresh. There are so many parallels, which I think, you know.
I'm not good at it.
Yeah, and I wish they would just like give us tell us what the parallel is.
Hey, some of those old school, and they still do in baseball product today, but they'll put this is a refractor.
Yeah.
They'll just put it, like, please.
That would be nice in football and basketball.
Yeah, please just start putting it on there. It
I think
can be really small.
Topps
was always really
I think
good about
Topps,
it, yeah.
I think that's where the refractor came from. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I mean, this state of the hobby and where, you know, all the different things that we see and that we buy and that people are selling at our shows. You know, I think there's a lot of fresh stuff out there, and you know, there's certain, you know, like Donruss stuff or, you know, Prism,
Mosaic.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of really cool product out there. Some of the stuff does feel like it gets oversaturated, and then also the price point I think is big because, you know, like for that Prism box, you know, that we were talking about earlier, it's like $900. So you're obviously hoping for a high dollar Wimby.
Yeah.
And if you don't get it, then you pretty much, you know, it's feast or famine. So it's like you invest $900 right there when you could just go and buy go to the shelves and buy you know, just stuff that's, you know, the athlete that you want. You could buy a $900 Wimby.
Well,
you know
I'm telling you too, if you're gonna sell out of that stuff, like, you got to be first to market.
For sure.
You got to get on eBay. You got to get on like wherever you're posting, marketplace, first to market gets top dollar
For sure.
right. And you know, unfortunate.
We learned a
hard lesson on a rookie presentations of Victor Wembanyama out of Hoops.
Yep.
Awesome looking card. Obviously came back as a dime. 2 weeks later, SGC. Thank you, and shout out to SGC.
Yep.
They're an incredible company. Quick turnaround time. Great,
sure.
Great quality. But yeah, we were just like, hey, let's take a gamble. Let's do it. And we rolled the dice on it. And before you know it, someone sold their shirt on the Wembanyama. Some were going for a little over $1,000, and then we saw one. Of course, it was an SGC. Sold for like $300 or $350, and I'm like, oh.
Now, when we ripped it,
That killed.
mind you, raw, which is basically you know, completely just out of the pack, ungraded, was worth $450. And then we kind of waited. It was 3 weeks went by, and we got it back.
We got it back, and we kind of
and then we waited.
We settled a little.
We eventually sold it, but that's just kind of shows you how quick the market changes. When you're buying athletes that are like playing like right now, it could go, if they get hurt, it obviously their card is going to go down, or all of those things. So
the obvious point here is, though, it's not just about being first to market. If you want to flip and you're trying to just cash, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the longer you hold it, the more in population. So the higher the population, there's more in distribution. Like more people have that card, and the more tends to come back. Your car is now less rare, right? And that's the nature of it. But Victor's also a really nice one to hold.
Yeah, no, for
I'll
sure.
say that.
So let's jump into community, and like we said before,
NLCS, yeah,
NLCS,
yeah.
But jump into community first, like that's a big thing that got us into it. Like once we were jumped back into the hobby, but like all the different people we met, and we were doing a lot of card shows. Like shout out to Marion. Jerry Haas runs an amazing show there.
Yeah, shout out to Jerry.
And we did Muncie shows, we did Fort Wayne shows, we did Huntington shows, we did all kinds of shows. And we met a lot of people. Plainfield, yeah. And we met a lot of people, and we learned a lot about the hobby. And there's a lot of really cool people in the hobby. And
that's probably the best part.
For sure. That's what makes it fun. We've met so many new friends, and if we see them out, outside of the shows, and then sometimes we'll go to, Indy Card Exchange, and we'll both be there.
Somebody,
we'll be like, hey, what's up, man? What are you buying? And then, oh, hey, I just got this order back, this PSA order, or, SGC. But that has been the coolest thing, is like we could name multiple people that we feel like we've, that we're cool with now, and just new friends, and we share a common bond. And when kids and their parents, or anybody that comes out to the shows, that is just, we're excited that they're excited about it, and that we want to teach them how to kind of navigate this hobby, and what to look for, and how not to get burnt,
Yeah, because we're honestly still learning. I mean, we feel like we've learned some hard lessons. We've done some really good things. We made some really good deals, but it's not about the dollar. The dollar kind of keeps us alive, just keeps us in the hobby and kind of feeding that spirit a little bit. But really, when you break it down, you said it, I think, perfectly. It's just about the connectedness and networking and meeting new people. And like you said, probably the best part is that new dealer or that kid that comes through and just says, hey, I've never set up at a show before, but can I get a table, right? And so we've helped a couple of kids out like that. And I'm like, we're going to set you up right next to us, and we're going to have a good time. We'll help you out. We'll watch your table, whatever you need.
For sure.
So we love it.
Yeah. So let's go into, the card stores and what impact that they have, and.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to all the LCSs out here. One of our favorites, of course, can't go without saying. We've already mentioned him by name, but everybody, not just Andy, but everybody at Indy Card Exchange. So shout out Ball Card Exchange. Just that's how I remembered the card store, right? So we're gonna get into a little bit how we started to get into collecting in a different segment. But like you do feel like you're part of a family in there. And because, even when you're my age and you're still kind of learning like all the parallels, people are great about it. You can kind of feel stupid about asking the question, but I'm like, the first couple of times it kind of wears off. But it's just awesome. They always greet you by name. It's kind of like cheers.
Yeah. Andy's really good at names.
Yeah. Andy's phenomenal at names. And it doesn't hurt that he's a Jordan guy.
Yeah, no,
for sure. It doesn't hurt.
I mean, I was at Indy Card Exchange 3 times this week, so I mean,
Yeah.
I do go at least once a week. I definitely feel like I'm a regular there. I'm always buying, Halliburton's.
What's funny when they see Travis a couple of times and they don't see me, they're like, "What's wrong with Brad? Or where's Brad at?"
He doesn't buy as much as I do.
No, it's not that. It's just sometimes it's really hard scheduling wise,
Yeah.
but it's just little things like that. I mean, I think that's important.
Yeah.
Andy asked about you. Why aren't you coming into the store? Not
sure.
that he even wants me to buy anything, because he's also a Notre Dame guy, so we
Yep.
can chop it up a little bit. But I mean, that's the kind of stuff we can experience every time we go in there.
For sure, yeah, and I've been to some others, even locally, and there's not a ton, that are like super notable in Indiana, and I'll touch on some other ones like when I've been traveling, if like I went to some in Florida and things like that. But let's talk about the collector. Do we mention the collector?
Yeah, I mean, what people are buying, what do we notice about the collector? I mean, all walks of life, which is great. And I will say a little bit about the cardboard again.
Yeah,
We came up in an era of 80s, 90s, like junk wax. We're starting to see some of that come back, which kind of gets me in my feels a little bit, just because that's that's how I remember it.
Yeah, the
right?
parallels though, like the
inserts.
The
Yeah, yeah,
inserts. I'm sorry, inserts. They were called inserts then. Not
Yeah,
parallels.
they 100% inserts. But that kind of gets that kind of just it rewinds time for us a little bit. So it's always great to have those conversations, who your favorite player is, and all that kind of stuff. And but the thing I like the most though is definitely the kids just getting in.
Mm-hmm.
Just getting into the hobby, because, I mean, they are bright-eyed and they look at all the shiny cards.
They do.
And that reminds me of me,
Yeah.
right? So they
don't have a clue what they're worth.
Oh,
yeah.
No, of course. And it's like, and what I also like that too is their parents kind of working with them and saying, ask him how much it is.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you have any more of those? So they're kind of they're getting that early interaction with adults, which I think is great. I do this with my boys, you do this with yours, which I think is just hugely important just for social interaction. But that's what I love the most, because they come up and they are just thoroughly enthralled with like what they're seeing in front of them.
Yep.
And it could just be like a Kevin Durant insert, right? Just a regular insert. But that's the best part for me.
Yeah, no, I agree. And just, it's always interesting to see like who they want. Obviously you got your heavy hitters that come in and they're looking for case hits. They're looking for, high end stuff. But I obviously I don't mind dealing with them. It's great to, sell a higher end card. But I like kind of the mid to, kind of the lower end cards that a lot of times the kids are into, or, or just like some guy will come up and just like random player that like you haven't even thought of forever, but that's who they collect, and that's what's cool. It's like those cards aren't worth anything, but they are to them, and that's like, and I think more power to them if they're PC and somebody that's like super cheap, like they don't care what it cost. I think that's really cool. We have a guy that sits up at our shows, and he's a big Larry Johnson.
PC. Yeah. Shout out to Patrick Copeland.
Yeah, big Larry Johnson guy.
Great dude. He's a big Chiefs fan, by the way, too, which is great.
Yeah.
Good year for him, but he's a big LJ fan. Which, I mean, every time I find an LJ, it's I'm trying to pick it up and hook him up.
Obviously, Grandmama was amazing back in the day.
Oh yeah,
but you don't see a lot of people that are like, hey,
dunking in a dress.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you don't see a lot of people that are like, hey, you got some like high end Larry Johnson stuff,
Right.
But yeah, that's I think that kind of wraps it for this one, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we covered a lot of topics, but
I do
want
to do a little toast, and we could have
we
could have done this on the beginning, I guess.
Sure.
But I want to do it to we'll see, cards, bourbon, and brotherhood.
Yeah, I like that. And to beginnings, man. Yep. This is a cool idea. I'm glad you seeded it. I'm glad you talked me into it.
For sure.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
We will see you next episode.